to initialize the, there we go. Well, welcome everyone officially. We are going to learn how to create some calendar events. This is a really, really, really handy tool. And you're going to find that it's not just for, oh, I lost my notes here. Oh, sorry. It's not just for creating office hours. This is a great way to set up maybe auditions, or maybe verbal assessments if you want to meet with your kids virtually and maybe they're reading a passage to you and you could critique them and give them some pointers. So it's really a fantastic way to set up a time that could actually repeat, or maybe you just want it one day a week. You could repeat it weekly. So what I'd like to do is just go over the obvious differences between creating an event versus creating an appointment. When you create an event, you can invite guests to the event. However, when you create appointments, you're creating slots that guests can actually reserve, and then it would appear on your calendar and theirs. So let's go ahead. And let's say we wanted to, let me just mention first, when you want to create an event, you can be in month, week, day, but when you want to create an appointment, you actually have to be in either, excuse me, in either week or day. So I just want to preface this by mentioning that. So we're in our week view, and let's say I would like to have office hours for my students from 1 to 3. Now, what I'm going to do, you'll notice that when I can actually, let me show you that again. What's pretty nice about this is you could just click your spot and slide down. So click, let's say I want to have 2 hours, or let's say 2 hours, 3 hours, 3.5 hours for my appointments. So we'll just call this office hours. Now, what I can do is, since I reserved a whole slot, so we have 1 to 3:45, let's make it 1 to 3:30. And we will make these, we have to select appointment. So now it's an appointment slots. So we've booked, sorry, a slot, a whole block here from 1 to 3:30, and we can, sorry, my dog's knocking over things here. We can set that up in increments, which is really, really nice. Now, you'll notice there's an option here, slots with duration. So I can make this 30 minutes. I can make it 15. Let's do 15. Now, notice what happens is it's telling me what calendar this is going to save to. I don't want to save it to my personal calendar because I don't want to share that with, let's say, my students. So what I can do is I can select the class I actually want this calendar to appear in. So I'm going to select book club. That's actually a Google Classroom. So this calendar will be available already to my students in that book group. So now I have some more options here that I just want to share with you. I'm going to click on more options. Now we have something pretty cool here. This is the repeat feature, and it defaults to do not repeat. I'd like for that to repeat. Let's say we want to have office hours on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Now I have some options here. I can make it daily, but we'll just select custom. So now I can set it for every Tuesday and every Thursday. So let's block those 2 days. And when does it end? We all know that good things must come to an end. So let's have this end. Let's click on the calendar. So we're here through June. Let's give it the last week of school. So we'll end our last appointment slot. Will end on June 11th. Okay, great. So we are done. Now let's take a look at this. We have a location, but since this is virtual, we're not going to have to put a location there. I can add a description. Let's say please let me know what you need help with prior to our meeting. This way I know what to expect, what the student will need help with. All right, now I want to show you something really neat. Here is my appointment page. This is a link actually, so that when you click on that, that link is going to show you when I hit save all of the appointments. So let's go back in and I'm going to save this. Now here are our appointments. Do you see the block? And if I go to next week, they're there too, and they're there, and they're there, all the way through June 12th or 11th, I think I selected. So let's go back to, okay, here we go. I'm going to click on that. And remember, I mentioned the link so that students can access it. I'm going to click on that link, and this is what they'll see, which is pretty neat. These are all of the slots. So I'm going to go on to my other calendar, and I'm going to book a slot. Let's say we want to book Thursday, the 7th, and I'm going to hit save. Okay. Now, what we can do is go back. So it booked my appointment. That's in there. And I'm going to go back to my calendar. And I'm going to grab this link. Okay, I could grab it here too. I'm going to copy that. And I want to put this into my Google Class, my Google Classroom. So I'm going to create an assignment. And we'll call it office hours. And feel free to book an appointment. Office hours. Clicking the link below. Now, since that's a hyperlink, I'm going to hit add link and paste the link and add it. Great. So let me assign that so that when the student clicks on this, it will open up and then they can select from there. Now notice somebody has booked this slot, so this is not available for this student to book because it's already been chosen. All right, I'm going to check back in with everybody here. Any questions so far? I know I went pretty fast. We're going to go through it again, and if you'd like, you can actually create as we go along. We can create it together. So any questions so far? Let's check our list here.
I had a question, but
Lisa, I posted my question on the chat.
Okay, yes, I see. Okay, it shows your personal meetings. All right, well, what you can do is actually create your own calendar just for office hours. It won't show them my personal calendars. What it did, Virginia, was because since I'm on it as the teacher, I had that selected. It will show the student's personal calendar and the calendar that I shared on Classroom. But that is a great question. So let me show you. So what I can do is I can create a whole new calendar just for office hours by clicking on Create. And I can select a new calendar. All right, and then I clicked on My Calendars. I'm going to hit Add Other Calendars. So I can add new calendar, I can subscribe to a calendar, etc. But I'm going to create a new calendar just for office hours. Okay, so create a new calendar. And then you can put all of your office hours there. But if you create the calendar, remember when I created it, I was in my book club calendar. That is where it went. Now, do you see how Lisa Santinella is checked here?
Yeah.
I'm going to check off of that. So the only thing visible, this link is to my office hour calendars or my book club calendar. So that will automatically go directly to my Google Classroom page, okay? Now, here's something else you can do. Let's say you want to invite a parent to select office hours. What you can do is right here, you can click the email. Now, normally this, you would invite people to an event, but you can also invite them to an appointment slot. So maybe I want to invite a parent. I'll just type my sister's email in there because it's outside of network. So feel free to select a time we can meet online and then hit send. Now, they will get the same thing as the student saw. She's going to wonder what she's working from home too, and she's going to get this message and wonder what that's all about. So they would select it. So you could even invite people outside of our Newtown PS domain or newtown.k12.ct.us. So if you needed to access a parent, you could do that through office hours as well. See, we may all be using this a little differently depending on our circumstances. You might be a music teacher and you want to set up auditions. You might be an administrator and you want to set up office hours for parents. There are a number of ways you can do it depending on how you want to create them.
Okay.
Any questions? Pretty easy, huh? Yes, Benita, do you have a question?
No, I did have a question, but it was answered.
Oh, great. Okay, good. Any other questions? Yes, hi, Jill. Oh, I'm sorry, you're muted.
I'm so used to muting myself in these meetings. I actually just put it up in the chat. So when
there
you
you
are inviting the parents,
Mhm.
can you do multiple guests on that invite, and will the parents see the other parents that you invite?
Great question. You know what I would do? Good question, Jill. What I recommend, if you're doing that, put it in a BCC. So what you, all right, you know what then? I just noticed you don't have the option. You could add names here, but you don't have the option. So here's what I would do instead of that. I would copy the link again by clicking on it, grab that link, and then when you set up your email, then what I would do is put the invitees' email addresses up here under BCC, and then add the link. Or what you could do is here, you could do something prettier by writing in text. So here, what I'll do is I will highlight the word book an appointment, and then I would click add link, and I would add my link right there. So when they get this email, when they click on that, they'll go to the calendar page, and then they could book it from there. How's that? Yeah, okay. You're welcome. That was a great question. I'm glad you asked it. Yeah. Anything else? That's how easy it is. It's really incredibly handy. Oh, one other thing I want to mention. What you can do, when I use this for the library website, let me just show you. Hang on one second. Whoop. That's not the library website. My cat is in my lap and it is very hard to type. HS dash, oh my goodness, dash lmc.com. There we go. All right. So under the library website, we have two computers where teachers are welcome to book time. So let's go back some. a few weeks when we were back in session. I'll show you how this works. So this is another way you can use this. All right, now you'll notice here, down below, same thing. So we are on February 23rd. We've had a number of teachers book. So when the teachers book their time, let's go to February 23rd. Oh. You'll notice, we'll find one, yes. So here they've booked. So you can set up office hours like, multiple days at different times. Now, this is a little different. We can't really do half-hour, hour increments because we're on a strange time slot here with the schedules. For instance, we have this amount of time, 54 minutes, but then the lunch periods are different because of the lunch waves. So that you might have to go in and manually set up, but you can do that as well. So any other questions? Yes, Jill.
Sorry.
No
So
problem.
a guest goes in, they make an appointment. Is there
Yes.
a way for them to erase the appointment if they make a mistake, number one? And number two, can another guest go over their appointment so they get the slot they want?
Good question. Actually, if the person deletes it, who initially set up the appointment, they delete it, it becomes available again, and then someone else can check it. But nobody can take an appointment that someone else has booked and kept. Yeah, it's really handy. Really is. So that's it in a nutshell. That's pretty much the entire PD. I'll be here for questions until 2, but I'll be here, for you guys anytime. This distance learning has presented so many challenges for you. Anything we can do to help. And with that said, what I'd like to bring your attention to is when you want to find all of the workshops that we've already recorded, you can access all of them on the digital resources for teachers webpage. And I'll just show you how to get to that. From your school website or the district website, just click on Distance Learning Resources. And then you're going to select the Teacher tab. And then we're going to scroll down. We have some tech help websites, videos there, links to articles. And down below that, we have professional development. And we have professional podcasts from like EdWeb, Edutopia, and a couple of other groups that are quite amazing. And then we have other workshops and recordings led by our own teachers here in Newtown. So you just click on any of these links, and we've also included any additional resources that presenters have included for us. So we want to present as many resources and as much help to you as possible. And the email that you received earlier, if you could all fill out that web evaluation form, I'm always looking for ways on how I can improve my presentations. But more importantly, we'd like to know what we can offer you. We're going to be having these PD opportunities for the next few Fridays. So we're looking for ideas on anything that we could do to help support you in your distance learning adventures, any other workshops, any other support. I'm always available if you ever want to email me. If you have any questions, maybe you're trying this over the weekend or maybe next week, next month, over the summer, next year, whenever, please feel free to send an email anytime.
Lisa, I have a question.
Yes, Virginia.
How do you make this secure so that students won't just go in and out whenever they want? It's sort of like, I remember you saying it's like leaving your class room door open. And
Well, that was when you were doing it. Well, that was when you were filming a Google Meet, and you have to keep a few things in mind when you want to set up a secure Google Meet. But this is different. This is just an appointment slot. So
Okay.
they're booking a time with you on your calendar, and you'll be able to see who booked what time slot, and they'll be able to see the event on their calendar, and they will get like a little reminder. Maybe you might set the reminder 10 minutes before. You could even put a description in that event, which is really handy. Want them to, for instance, before our description was, please let me know what you need help with prior to our meeting. Or if you're doing auditions, you may ask students to remember to bring a copy of the script or whatever you like.
So,
Thank you.
You're welcome.
so Lisa, regarding the Google Meet,
Yes.
where can I find that? Because I made a Google Meet. I've been doing that for a couple of weeks. But I think that my students are able to go in and out even when, it's not during my office hours.
Okay. What I would recommend, Virginia, is if you go to the digital resources page for teachers,
Mhm.
here we go. Google Meet. I put this tips for planning and running secure Google Meets with students up here. So this will help walk you through the steps you'll need to prevent students from joining the meet before you or rejoining the meet after you left. So this was the analogy we used last time with respect to the open door. So you create the open door of your classroom, your physical classroom, and maybe you arrive 10 minutes late and you walk in the door and it's mayhem. So you want to make sure that kids, especially with video capabilities, and especially since they've been socially isolated, you don't want to take that chance. So you want to make sure you're there before they are, and you're the last person to leave, and they can't rejoin. So that if you go to the teachers' digital resources page, scroll down to Google Meet, the video recording is there, and also the tips for secure Google Meets with students. That's there too. So you'll be in great shape.
Okay. Do you have that a tutorial of that, or do you just have this written directions? Do you have a tutorial on that, or?
Well, we have the video recording of Google Meet, and you could use that handout kind of as a tutorial. Yes.
All right. Thank you.
And if you have any problems, just send me an email. I can walk you through it.
All right.
Bye, Kathleen.
Thank you.
Have a great weekend, everybody. I'll be here for a while. And as I said, anytime you have any questions, just let me know.
Thank you, Lisa.
You're welcome. Have a great weekend. Great to see you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Bye, Carol. Bye, Leanne. Good
Bye.
to see you. Have a great day.
You too.
Thanks. Bye. Oh.